Hello and welcome back. You are one smart cookie to be here because if you are struggling in school, it is so important to know how to ask your teachers for help. I'm so glad that you are watching this video. My name is Mallory Grimste. I'm a mental health therapist, and while I don't necessarily work in the schools in particular, it goes hand in hand often that when we are struggling with our mental health, sometimes problems with that can pop up in our school struggles as well. So one of the things that I help a ton of teenagers with is how to ask for help. And to do that, I often recommend using the strategy Dear Man. It comes from Dialectical Behavior Therapy, which is one of my favorite therapy models to use with teenagers for a variety of reasons. It's all about asking for what you want more effectively. Now, again, this is not a 100% guarantee. If it's a no, it probably is always going to be a no. A few videos back, I did a deeper dive into the different components of Dear Man, so I'm not going to go into that in this video, but you can definitely go back and check that out. So instead, I'm going to walk you through how to use the Dear Man strategy to ask your teachers for help in school. Dear, if you remember, is all about what to say, and man is how you say it. So again, we're going to work backwards a little bit on this one, and we're going to go back to the man part. So you want to make sure that you are prepared. You want to stay mindful. Is this a good time for you? Is this a good time for your teacher? Probably in the middle of a test is not the time to ask your teacher for an extension. If you know that something is coming up ahead of time, reaching out to your teacher before it happens is going to be way more impactful and helpful for them too. They'll have a little more time to help you plan and prepare and potentially adjust what needs to happen. Sometimes another thing to keep in mind is that it's not always the teacher's decision on how things go. So they might need some time to ask a request from their department head or the school principal to make sure that they can give you what you need. And you already know you gotta use those coping skills. I am all about using them to plan ahead before, during, and after you put your requests out there. Because when you are asking somebody for help, it can feel really emotionally vulnerable. It can bring up all sorts of things, especially in our culture here in the United States of America. We tend to really value autonomy and independence, though the truth is that we do need interdependence and interrelationships as well as independence. So just something to keep in mind. So because of that, it's really important to have your coping strategies ready to go. Maybe some deep breathing, making sure that you have something to fidget with, whatever it is that you need to get through that conversation. And if you're wanting more ideas or strategies, definitely want to check out the Coping Skills Crash Course. It was originally a 2-hour workshop that I did back in 2020, and I'm in the middle of totally upgrading and revamping the lessons. There's going to be really cool worksheets and workbooks in there as well, so you can follow along and not have to create your own path, which is pretty cool. So if you want that, definitely go ahead and check it out. Click the link in the description. Appearing confident is the next thing that you want us to keep in mind. So practice, write it out. You watching this video is already going to help with that because you're going to have a game plan in place, and that will help you feel more confident in yourself and your requests to the teacher that you're asking for help with. And then being willing to negotiate. So remember when I said that sometimes it's not entirely the teacher's choice or decision. They might have to get permission from somebody first. Being willing to flex and negotiate with what the teacher can provide or do for you. Maybe they can't let you totally retake the test, but they can offer you some extra credit. Maybe they can't offer you some extra credit, but they can offer you a 2-day extension. Be flexible and be willing to work with them, and they will be willing to extend the same to you as well. All right, let's get into the actual strategy. So what do you say to ask for this? If you remember, Dear, it stands for describing the situation, expressing your thoughts and opinions, asking for it, and rewarding the other person. So you're going to use these, and I would keep it to 1 to 2 lines in each section. You don't have to go all over with this. Honestly, less is more here because they can really focus on your requests. Let's say that the help that you're asking for is an extension for a project or a paper that's due in 2 days. You know that you have not been sleeping well, you've been dealing with a lot of family troubles, and it's really impacted your ability to concentrate and to get this assignment done and still take care of your self-care needs and mental health. Asking for an extension makes sense. So it's up to you if you want to share specifics about your situation. I tend to err on the side of need to know basis. Sometimes when we overshare with our teachers or our bosses or colleagues or whoever, boundaries can get crossed a little bit. So it's up to you if you think it would be useful and helpful for them to understand what's going on with you in terms of your home life or your mental health. That's quite all right. But I would err on the side of caution and keep it strictly to the situation at hand. So for this, to describe the situation, you might say,
I know that the end of quarter is coming up this week and that you have a project due on Friday. Lately, I've been having a really difficult time concentrating and being able to focus to get my work done.
That's perfect. It's direct, it's kind, it's clear, and you've offered some facts to support the situation. You can't argue that you've had a difficult time concentrating. You can't argue that the end of the quarter is coming up. You can't argue that this project is due and you both are aware of the due date. So a way that you could potentially express your thoughts and opinions on this is,
I find education really valuable and important. It feels really important to me that I get a good grade in your class, and I want to turn in quality work to you. However, because I've been so stressed out lately, I've had a hard time navigating how to manage my stress and keep up with my school assignments.
Then you want to go for the big kahunas and you want to ask for what it is that you're asking for. In this case, it's asking for an extension. You might want to, for this one, go back and acknowledge,
I know that this assignment is due on Friday. I'm wondering if you would consider or if you'd be able to allow me an extension. Can I turn it in on Monday for full credit?
Then you can reward the other person. Now remember, you want to think about it from the teacher's perspective. Why would allowing you as their student make sense to turn in work late and still get full credit when the rest of the students are having to turn it in on time? And please don't say, oh, it's because I'm a very likable student. I'm sure that you are, but that's probably not going to be a great case for this. When you think about it, why would, this teacher probably has set aside the weekend for grading these papers, and now they're going to have to wait to grade yours another few days. So what is in it for them to be able to do that? You might say,
this would give me enough time to turn in a really quality good project to you so that you know that I am taking in your lessons appropriately.
Teachers love a student that takes responsibility, and they love a student that wants to turn in good work. So if you can offer that and think about it from your teacher's perspective about what's in it for them to go out of their way to be flexible with you, that'll help in this situation as well. So it's totally possible that even having this game plan in place, you're still feeling really anxious and having trouble telling your teacher about your anxiety. I've got a great video that can help you out with that right over here. Thanks for watching.